There we go. I am live now. Let me make sure. Is this dirty? It's clean. Okay. There we go. Running 2 minutes late here. Make sure I have everything I need. Okay, I'll put this in this. Put this. Check my stuff as I prepare. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired. All right. I will be here. And this. And make sure I get all the cards out. I can't stand when they're facing the wrong way. Is it just the top part? I think it's just the top. Okay. Oh, right. What is this thing at the top? I don't even know what that is. Okay. Make sure that everything is good. I am up. So strange. There we go. Now it's showing. It's showing now. Shows that I am live. Make sure I can sound. I am live. Okay. Can hear me. To check. Because sometimes that does not work. I'm just going to. Why did I click on that again? I'm trying to go to. All right. I will be on for a little bit. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I'll just shuffle the cards. And I will wait. Let me shuffle them. Make sure that they are. This deck is a little frustrating. Maybe I just can't shuffle. Okay. No, they are the wrong way. That's why. All right. Gosh, I am so tired. All right, let me see. All right. Getting the cards ready, shuffling them away. Feeling good. It's a little. Whoop. Cards are falling out for me. Let me just wait here. So I am waiting. I can fix a few things here on the screen. I just want to fix a few things that I have seen. Oh, well, allow me. Okay, I have to do it, I guess, after. That's frustrating. That is frustrating. Why does it save it like that? And how come I can't undo that? I guess it won't allow you to. It won't allow you to. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I have to work with what I got. All right. I am live, ready to go. Come on in, anyone who would like a reading. I will be here. I should have got some water because I am a little thirsty. It is the holiday season, and I am very happy and excited to not have school for just 2 weeks, I think. Super excited, super happy. Ugh. To just be able to finally get a little bit more free time back. I am very excited for that. Not really a break because there's still work and work to be done. Still got plenty of videos and things to upload, which is painful, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. I just don't know why the lighting looks like that. Ugh. I guess one day I'll just have to get a new camera at some point. That's fine. But let me shuffle away. Make sure these cards are ready. I think they might be shuffled enough. Oh, thank goodness for the holidays. Thank goodness for downtime. Want to make sure that I am on. I guess I'll stay on for a few more minutes, because if no one comes, then I don't need to be here. So I will be on till 12:30, and that will be that. And we shall see who shows up. Sometimes you gotta sit here, entertain myself. All right. Make sure I have everything because I do have to leave at 12:30. Life is so busy, even when it's not busy. It never slows down. I don't know I got to look at my chart because I always got some stuff I got to handle and do and take care of and make sure that it is getting done. People are so lucky when they got free time. Super lucky. I miss free time. I really, really do. So I'm just going to do this. And just show up. And keep shuffling away. All right. Got a few cards. Maybe I can see how the general vibes of 2025. I'll just do a reading for myself. Well, not myself, but just I've already done my 2025 reading for myself. So I want a general feel of 2025 because 2024 was so chaotic. So let's see what people are up to. We got the Queen of Pentacles here for people, the High Priestess in general, and the Star. So I think for most of all, 2025 will be a pretty decent year for most people. I bet people might be a little bit less sociable in the middle and picks up by the end of the year, but it looks like overall the general consensus 2025 might be a better year, I think. So that's going to be interesting. Maybe even more spiritually attuned we might have, or if they're religious, possibly religious. Granted, the Star's not that religious, so that is something to think about. I love these cards with this light, you call it holographic feel to it. I don't think it shows up that great on this camera, but it's very pretty. I think I just like the twists to the Rider White tarot decks. Like any twist someone could add, like the after tarot deck, before tarot deck. I am all about that. Something about just taking like one of the most popular styles and adding your own twist and version to it just makes me very, very happy. Okay. But let me really shuffle them. So, and see in general what is up. Like, will 2025 be a better year for everyone? Let's see. Trying to think, do I have any announcements? Just in case anyone watches the live back. No announcements at all from my end. Trying to think. Yeah, just generally trying to do some things to upgrade the channel, which reminds me I have to do something really quick. I'll just wait for people to come in while I'm doing this. Okay. Oh, that's good news. It's something I got for the channel, which I think people are really going to like. And that's all I got to say. Just they're going to like it. I think it's going to be good. And I think it's going to, I don't know, make things a little bit more pleasant viewership wise. And I think everyone's going to enjoy it. So I'm very excited about that. So if anyone watches this live back, they know that there is some sort of surprise on the way. I don't know how great the surprise is, but it is a surprise, technically. It will be there for people's viewing. I feel like the time flew by so fast this year, and it's probably because when you're constantly just overstimulated, having a million things to do, it makes everything seem like the blink of an eye. The more responsibilities and the more time that you spend investing in yourself, the faster life goes by. It's actually crazy. Because I remember when I was younger, I had so much free time. I was so bored. I didn't have any money. Like when you don't have any money, things are just boring. Things are just, you really got to rely on your imagination. And especially if you can't go anywhere or do anything, it's like, oh, imagination zone. But now that I am more an adult or more of an adult, I have so many things that I want to do and try and so little time. Okay. So anybody watching this, like, take advantage of the time that you have. Life is precious. Focus on accomplishing those goals, and those big goals that are take a long time to accomplish, you know, make sure that you do fun things along the way. Okay. That is my advice. So I really do. I don't want anyone to have life pass them by and then they just regret it. So, yeah, that is what I have to say. Next week, it is Christmas break. So I am wondering if I should go live, but it is what it is, because I might give myself a break and just say, hey, Sand, I was just contemplating going live next week because it's Christmas break. How are you, Sand? How is everything? Let me know. I don't know if you celebrate Christmas, but, if you do celebrate any holidays happening next week, let me know what your plans are. I think I just dropped some cards. I was just going on how I may need to give myself a break at the end of the year. Let me shuffle these cards, keep going. These cards are kind of slippery. I think it's the holograph thing. All right. Element that's making it kind of harder to grip. I do drop them, but not as often as I drop these. So pretty good. I'm on my own this holiday since I live overseas, but I'll be resting too and enjoying simple Christmas things like cookies. Honestly, that's all you need. The simple things in life are the things that matter the most. So having time to yourself to enjoy cookies or just, put your feet up and relax, that is ideal. I completely resonate with that because that is all that I want to do. Keep things sweet and simple. Me, myself, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to do something similar, order some food that I like, sit back and relax. And that's that. Yep, 100%. I know personally, I can't stand, like, maybe that's me, but having a whole bunch of people, for the holidays, it's a lot for me. I just find it to be, a lot because I for my job, I talk to people all the time, every day. So on my days off, I'm like, no. I don't know what it's like for you, but let me know. Let me. Yes, and a whole lot of food I can't handle. I'm the same way. I have a sensitive stomach, so I completely agree with that. Yeah, 100%. If you're very particular about the things you eat, the holidays can be a little bit like too much. especially for me, like, I know everyone is just trying to share and be happy. But the thing I don't like about work is when people bring in like a whole bunch of like sweets and candies and different foods. And I'm just like, I have to say no to it. And they may take it the wrong way, but it's really like, my stomach can't handle it. It's just too sensitive. But that makes sense because I generally eat very, very clean and healthy. Very clean and healthy. So too much sugar for me is like a no. But is yours just because it's like the similar situation, or is it just like your preference where you're just like, I don't want that? You're a highly predictor. I eat healthy and I have a sensitive stomach too. I can't do it anymore. Exact same. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I guess if you're someone who has a very clean diet, it something about foods that may have a lot of grease or sugar or salt or butter, things like that, it's becomes very taxing on the system. Which for me, because I used to obviously way more, I never had that issue before when I was bigger. I used to be able to eat things, not everything, but a lot more things. Yeah, I'll take me out. Yeah, it'll take me out. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, exactly. It'll take me out. Like I'm out of commission. I need to go home. I need to just be by myself. Yeah, I get that 100%. It can be actually very tiring. So different things for different people. I think it's lucky that people get to enjoy that and have that sense of community. And I'm hoping that they're all happy. But it is awkward when you want to contribute to those environments and you're just like, hey, I'll bring the salad. Yeah, it's odd how you eat better than your body can't tolerate the old stuff anymore. I used to eat a rack of ribs regularly. I can't even eat beef. Oh my goodness. No, like I completely get that, because there are certain, I can still eat beef, but there are certain beefs I can't eat. Like it has to be some kind of like high quality type of beef. Otherwise my stomach just turns. And I don't know what that is. But yeah, I mean, that should be studied more. Maybe there are surveys or studies already on that, but it's intense. And it's the same thing with anything like alcohol related too. But I don't know if that's the same for you. It is wild. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hold on, I'm just shuffling the cards. It's like a habit. I see tarot cards and I'm like, shuffle away. But yes, life is complicated. I guess you have to go with the flows, with what your body wants, the different transformations. You never know how life is going to turn out, or the different alterations you're going to have to make as life goes on. I said, I'll be getting it ready today. I'm trying to choose my question because I have 10 only. Okay. Feel free to take your time. I am not going to rush you. I'm just shuffling here. You would think after 10 years of shuffling, well, over 10 years of shuffling, I would be like a master shuffler. You would think, but I always drop them. I guess there's certain skills that are a little bit more natural for people. Oh, my glasses. Hold on. That reminds me. Oh, a card fell out. Queen of Pentacles. She wants to come out today. She's come out like a few times. I've never been able to master that kind of shuffling, though. It's hard. I can only do the other type. Oh, the ones where you like take it and you kind of just, I don't think you can see it. I can sort of do that a little bit, but it bends the deck. So that's the only reason I don't do it, you know. But that, I agree that type of shuffling is easier. Said, I can't decide to ask about love or routine. I'm trying to clear the question. Well, go with whatever your intuition feels. Like, what do you feel the strongest about? Like, what's something, you know, you're dying to know? Yeah. At least for me, caring for the cards matter. I know people who have like hundreds of decks. So I don't know how much they are like caring for it. But for me, I don't have as many. I mean, I have a good amount, but I don't have as many. So I'm just like, oh, let me take care of it. I did order some more for Christmas. That's my Christmas gift to myself. More tarot decks. But yes, for your question, just follow your intuition, your gut feeling. What is it calling you to? What is it pulling you towards? The strongest feeling? What do you feel like you need to know today? You're getting your hair done as a gift. Oh, I hope it looks lovely. And I'm sure it will look lovely. You know, send it on PayPal. Okay, let me make sure that my PayPal is up. There we go. All right, let me shuffle this. Okay, I just sent it. All right. Thank you, Sand. I'm sure it'll arrive in a few seconds. Oh, and I got it. All right. What's the question? Okay. Take your time. think the deck is ready. I'll do one more shuffle. One more shuffle. Okay. Can you pull cards maybe guiding me on the ways I can alter my routine to be more fulfilled and empowered in my day-to-day? I have a blockage with this, and that is one of my most difficult feats. I'm stuck in a loop. To be more fulfilled, empowered, and empowered in my day-to-day. Let's see what the cards have to say. How can Sand be more fulfilled, guiding them on how the ways they can alter their routine to be more fulfilled and guided in their daily, day-to-day. I always get stuck. I don't know how to get in a flow where my day feels aligned with joy and balance. Okay. We have the 8 of Cups. So we already know that's about leaving the things that no longer suit you behind. So anything you're currently, both the Death card, another thing about transformation and change, and the Page of Wands. Okay. I love how can you change things is just to basically what you're already doing. The cards are being quite direct. They want you to stop it. I mean, it sounds easy, but like, obviously we all know the Death card is never easy, but they want a complete transformation of your routine. So anything that you normally do that's not bringing you a sense of emotional satisfaction, minus something like, something you have to do, like maybe get a job, or if you're in school, student, they want you to not do it. The 8 of Cups is always about choosing options that are different than what you're currently being offered or what you're currently doing. So if I wake up in the morning and I eat eggs for breakfast, this is me saying I'm no longer eating eggs for breakfast. If I, take a 2-hour nap every day, this is me saying I'm no longer taking a 2-hour nap. This is a complete overhaul and change of your current lifestyle. So it really wants you to make a lot of major changes since we have that Death card. So something that feels like very much unbalanced to you, when you start to feel that feeling of like, oh, this is what I always do, or oh my gosh, I'm kind of being pulled back into the same routine. Once you become like aware of that in your mind, pull away from that. There's a reason the Death card is so difficult, because it can be about making this complete overhaul and transformation of what you already do. And not only that, but it's about staying consistent with that change. It's almost like if you've ever had a, what's the word for it? If you've ever had an addiction, like the Death card would be like, okay, I used to like, trying to think of something. Okay, I used to go out to dinner twice a week every week, and it was causing me to spend too much money, and I don't want to do that anymore. The Death card is going to say, okay, I need you to actually push yourself to make that changes. So in order to push yourself to make those changes, you have to come up with alternative options. It's almost like if you've ever had an addiction too, one thing that they always will tell you to do whenever you get that urge to do that thing is to look at the list of alternative things and do all of those things before you go back and whatever, do that addiction. But it can be the same thing applied to a routine. Before you get up and go do the certain things that make you feel like, oh, this is me being stuck in something draining or something that's dissatisfactory or something that I always do, stop and pause and look towards a list. So I guess the first thing is create a list of alternatives. Create a list of everything that you normally don't do that you might find fulfillment and excitement in. And I say excitement because we got the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands craves excitement. So make a list of things that you can immediately do that you find exciting. Then make a list that, maybe sort of like, okay, I can do this next weekend. So short term things that you might find fun, exciting, thrilling, new that you could do. For example, in the DC area, there's this tea around town thing that I personally wanted to try. So that would be on something on my short-term list. So instead of like, I'm going to come home and take a nap, I'm going to say, no, wait a minute. There's tea around town that I've planned for this weekend. I'm going to do that. And then also make a long-term list. Now, it doesn't have to be that complicated or long because the Page of Wands is not the best long-term planner, but it has to be something that you keep in mind as you are going about your routine. And I think once you start doing that, you're going to start to feel more empowered and fulfilled within your day-to-day. Once you start making sure that you have this full safe plan to fall into, so that you don't get kind of stuck in that rut and you're not getting that joy, you're not getting that happiness. Now you're getting the excitement. Now you're getting the fulfillment. Now you're getting to this place where you're having a lot more joy within your life. And the Page of Wands can definitely represent small things like, okay, today I'm going to cook a new recipe, and that's going to be something that I normally don't do. Or today I'm going to go and watch a history documentary. If I don't normally watch history documentaries, that's something that will enlighten my mind. Or, I always shop at this grocery store. Why don't I drive the extra 15 minutes to shop at another grocery store? So it's bringing about like these smaller changes that will make you feel like more excitement, more fun, more fulfillment, more joy, more balance within your life. And you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm forced to be in this way. Oh, hey, Tango, how are you? And I'm going to pull one more card for you, San. Whoa, the cards are going crazy right now. Okay. Okay. Said, okay. Oh, Laura, okay. I can do that. Makes sense. I wasn't expecting an overhaul, but this helped me more than I was expecting. Practical advice is the most helpful for me. I needed this information. Yes, absolutely. Like, definitely just take the, sorry, I'm just looking at the card here. The Two of Pentacles. Definitely. I mean, I think practical advice is very helpful too. That's why, like, I try to give it, because I know sometimes people need examples to see what they can do. But the cards definitely want you to make some big changes, because I think the big changes will help you to create more balance. Sometimes when you pull a little bit further in a opposite direction, then you can start to experiment and see what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Like this Two of Pentacles here. Like, okay, I've experienced this thing. What are the aspects that I like about this thing? And then how can I balance it with this thing? So instead of like staying in this extreme, now you take a few things that you liked and you add that, and it becomes a new routine that you can put into your life. And it's going to create a better balance, especially since that's what you were looking for, to have more of that balance of joy and, happiness within your routine. Like, I love that we got the Two of Pentacles for that. That's perfect, because it's like letting me know that, yes, this will bring about more balance and happiness for you. It'll feel more fun, because the Two of Pentacles is all about fun as well. Let me know how that goes, Sam. You're welcome. All right, I'm shuffling a few more cards. Tango, let me know if you have a question, or if anyone else coming in has a question. Readings are $10 for questions. I have Pluto in the 6th house, and it's been kicking my ass since birth. Yeah. Pluto in the 6th house is tough, because Pluto's that area in your life that's like, okay, you don't have as much power over this area. So you have to learn to navigate it and grow and transform until you feel empowered in that area. So many things happen with Pluto in the sixth house that feel like out of control in your day-to-day life. It feels like a little bit, it feels heavy. It's like heavier than Saturn, you know, because Saturn will sometimes give you the cheat code, but Pluto's like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, you got to figure it out on your own. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a very heavy, the heavy energy to have. But the good thing about it is that means you can completely change and transform your life in ways that most people can't do with Pluto in the sixth house. It's all placements are good, but this is really good if you want to make a sudden overhaul in your life. Some people, if they don't have Pluto in the sixth house, it could take a lot longer than it would for you since you have Pluto in the sixth house. So it is good. It can also be really good for health wise too, because it represents like being able to make huge major transformations in your health as well. Yeah, you can definitely do it, Sam, for sure. Like, all the energy is in you. You have the power to do it. You are more than capable. Yes, there's going to be days where it's hard and it's going to feel like, you know, you have that weight pushing down on you to, you know, go back to the same old, but you're going to do it. I know you are, for sure. You've already put that intention out there in the world. You've already set your mind to it. So it lets me know that you're very serious about it and you're pouring your energy into this direction. So it's going to happen. I mean, it's going to 100% happen. Yes, my health knowledge is on 1,000,000. I had a health scare in June and I'm working on that now. I feel I will even look different in about a year. I have no doubt about it with that Pluto in the sixth house. Like, I think so too. And I'm so sorry that you had that health scare, but I'm glad that, you know, you're so knowledgeable. That's the great thing about Pluto. It will give you a lot of knowledge in the area that it's in. Thus, you can empower yourself, which is what you're doing with your health and now with your routine. So it's actually quite amazing. So love how that planet Pluto is tough on you, but it also will give you everything you need. The one thing that I love about Pluto is Pluto can represent like an area that is like complete elation and complete happiness and joy. So when you have Pluto in the sixth house, it means it's a strong possibility that you can feel a great amount of joy and happiness on a daily basis. Like, there's a strong potential for that. Says, yes, I'm grateful, but I'm ready to be fulfilled now and put the challenges behind. We all are, San. Yeah, so I feel that there's so much potential there. Yes. You know, it would be great if we could all put the challenges behind, but unfortunately, challenges come every year. But since you're armed with so much knowledge, you have the determination. The good thing about it, it's kind of funny, but one of my friend's mom said it best. It's like the older you get, it's not that you have less problems. It's more so you know how to deal with them more, so they don't phase you as much. So that's what happens. So that's the good thing about Pluto in the sixth house, because the older that you get, you more than anyone will have had to deal with a great amount of challenges. And thus, you're like, oh, another challenge. I already know how to deal with this problem. I already know how to solve this. I already got this. And so you're not phased and you have a lot more happiness and you don't let things affect you. So that's the great thing about Pluto in the sixth house. It's really good placement. At least I think so. Picking up these cards that I dropped. I got clumsy hands. I was just sitting thinking about that right before I got on here, about what new levels, new devils really means. Yeah, true. That makes me feel better about it. Yeah, I was just saying that new levels, new devils. So the more that you move up, the more complicated things will be. And it's true. Pluto in the sixth house can create a lot of haters and things along the lines of that. But I feel like with this placement, it makes you very smart and strategic when it comes to dealing with conflict and people or situations. So it's good because you are right, new levels, new devils, but you'll have everything you need to deal with it. All right. If there are no other questions, I will end the. Oh, yes, Z, I am still accepting. It is the usual $5 for yes or no, $10 for a full reading. Let me know which one you're choosing. And you can Cash App me or PayPal, either one. Okay. Thank you, Z. Two minutes. So sent your money via Cash App. All right. Okay, Tango, what's your question? Let me know. Okay, take your time. I hope you're both doing well, Z and Tango. Thought I dropped it. I guess I didn't. I was just my phone. Not my phone, my computer wire touching my foot. Making sure the cards are shuffled. Let's split the deck. Okay. What are any existing blocks that are happening right now because I feel stuck and unfocused? Okay. What are any existing blocks for Tango? They feel stuck and unfocused. Any existing blocks? Okay. We have the 10 of Cups. Let's clarify that. And the Knight of Cups. And the 8 of Swords. Okay. Any existing blocks? So the thing with the 10 of Cups is it can represent your environment, the people you're surrounded by, or even just, the place of living and things along the lines of that. And with the Knight of Cups here, it's almost like there's elements about the area you live in or the people that you surround yourself by that you really like and you really enjoy and you find fulfillment in. But then there's other areas where you feel like you aren't quite getting your needs met when it comes to one of those areas, either the people you live in, the environment you're surrounding yourself by. There's just feeling like there's something missing. And when I have this 8 of Swords, sometimes I get the 8 of Swords where it feels like you can't always fully express yourself and let people know what's on your mind. Maybe you're afraid that they will other you, they will cast you aside, they will reject what you have to say. Or maybe you just have picked up intuitively that they wouldn't be receptive to, you know, all the thoughts that are like going on in your mind. So I guess the area that is sort of being blocked is that you aren't quite in the best environment, or maybe surrounded by the right type of people where you can fully express yourself. And that's really is what the block is. Now, the thing about the Eight of Swords is they can express themselves. They just choose not to because, like I said, maybe you've intuitively picked up that people wouldn't be receptive to what you have to say. But, you know, not being able to speak what's on your mind, say what you have to say, express the thoughts that come across or your interests, or fully even engage in the way that you want to, or have the type of connections, relations that you want to, that's really bringing like a little bit of a heaviness or an anxiety or something along the lines of lack of connection. And it's not like every area is like this, it's just kind of certain areas. For example, you might have a major interest in, I don't know, ruins or something. And maybe in your immediate environment, you can't express that interest in ruins because no one around you is interested in ruins. So it would just be you going on and on about, you know, ruins and your interests. And you're just like, their eyes are glazing over and things along the lines of that. So I guess let me look at the advice from the cards. The Emperor, the cards want you to sort of like go for it anyway, because the Emperor is somebody who takes control of their life, takes initiative, make sure that they are building connections with people, that they are making sure that they are heard. And the cards essentially want you to feel very, very confident in what you have to say, what you have to think, and that the people around you will, most of them will be supportive, okay? Because the Emperor is generally surrounded by support. I mean, he's got some haters, but he's in a strong position of power, so most people are supporting him in some certain way. So this is about having more confidence in yourself, more confidence in your value, more confidence in your intuition, building upon, what's the word? Building upon any sort of passion or initiative that you want to build upon. So any existing blocks possibly may be a little bit more internal. And I just want to throw something else out there. We have the Fool, which lets me know that it wants you to be a little bit more carefree, a little bit more less anxious. Like, don't let your fears hold you back. Don't let any sort of negative thinking hold you back. The Fool is all about positivity and optimism and just going for it and see what happens. And the cards really, their advice to you is whatever you're feeling anxious about, whatever you're feeling hesitant to do or say, or, you know, however you want to express yourself, just do it. That is the main advice that it's giving you here. Be hopeful, be optimistic, keep a positive attitude. Just think of, oh, this could work out. Think along the lines of that instead of like, what if it doesn't work out? Take the more positive approach, the cup half full approach, way of thinking. And that will bring a lot less feeling like I'm stuck, I can't do this. Taking the initiative, going for it, being a little bit more spontaneous, impulsive, and doing being a little bit more wild and letting loose. Those are what this combination of the Emperor and the Fool is. So if it feels right, kind of go for it. Ningo says, thankfully, I've been working on being more confident, but it's always one step forward, two steps back. I'm trying to be more carefree and optimist, even though it's hard. Yeah, it definitely is hard to put yourself out there in a way where people might judge you, and it can feel vulnerable. But that is the main advice for the cards. It's saying that you will bring so much more happiness, joy, and fulfillment if you just be true to yourself and believe in yourself because you're great. You're wonderful. We got the Emperor and the Fool. Like, you're somebody who's so open. You're someone who can be very funny. You're someone who can be very smart and interesting. You have a lot of great things to offer people. You're hardworking. The Emperor is somebody who also can be very caring and giving towards other people. So you have a lot of great qualities. Just believe in yourself and have that confidence that people will appreciate it. And, you know, those who don't appreciate it, just cut them out because they really don't matter. Sen said, I'm grateful for the revelation your reading brought. This winter, maybe because of the retrograde, has given me so much and revealed so much. I wonder if others are feeling the same. I think people are feeling the same for sure. I mean, how could they not? Especially by the end of the year, it's like people reflecting more. They're thinking about how they can transform and change their lives. I've seen so many more posts about people just crashing out, and I'm guessing there's something going on energetically because of all the retrogrades that people are just realizing that they are not on their right path or they need to do things differently. Z says, sent to PayPal. I would like to know my work colleague think of me recently. I have been nicer to KM and HO specifically. I hope you're well and your studies going well. Thank you, Z. Yes, I am well. My studies are going well, and I hope you are well too. Let me make sure that. Okay, I got it. Let me make sure this. I hope everyone's doing good. There's only, is it 2 weeks left in the year or 1 week? I can't do the math. It's a week and a half left in the year. Week and a half left in 2024. Can you believe it? Think about how far you have come this year, everyone. Like, it has been an amazing ride for me. So I'm sure it's also been an amazing ride for you as well. 2024 has flown. Yes, this year has flown by. And at the same time, it's also felt like 20 years at once. Okay. Been nicer to K and M. Okay. What do the colleagues think of me secretly? So this is KM. We got the Magician, the Four of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. So KM thinks that you have been very talkative. I mean, the Emperor is somebody who's like pulling out all the stops, being very sociable, trying to sort of impress and wow the crowd and everything like that. And then the Four of Cups is also interesting because what they think of you is also like, even though you've been, you know, more sociable, you've been nicer to them, you've been reaching out, there is an element of you that also is just like, okay, that's enough of that. I need some time to myself. But they've definitely noticed the change because we have the Ace of Pentacles here. And the Ace of Pentacles is a card about someone kind of being a little bit more respectable, someone being very down to earth, someone who is reliable, someone who's consistent, somebody who's generally like pleasant, like very well mannered, because the Pentacles is not somebody who's there to rock the boat. They want to keep things steady. They want to keep things a little bit more like, okay, we're all getting along here. We all serve a purpose. We have to do our work. Okay. So they do see the new qualities in you. They feel like you're very focused. He said, oh, that's so me. They feel like you're very focused, but it's almost like there's a time for work and there's a time for play. Okay. And when you're working, you don't need a whole bunch of conversation or chatter or things along the lines of that. But for the most part, they have a good impression of you. These cards are generally positive impression. It's just a matter of just like, okay, this person, they need some time to themselves sometimes. We can't talk to them all the time, every time. They're not having it, right? And then for HO, seriously, this fall and winter season has been really something. has really been something. I'm not tapped into other people, but I've had some encounters with people just being more triggered on edges. You are 100% right. Like, I think it might be the Mars retrograde that has got people triggered. I really don't know, but I've met more triggered people as well. So it's quite strange that we're all seeing this. Okay, let me get to HO. We have Strength, the Hangman, and the Knight of Swords. That's interesting. They both picked up on the fact that you need your me time, especially with the Hangman being very reflective and thoughtful. But the Hangman is also somebody who is in isolation and they're away from the crowd and they need a moment to themselves, and they don't want to they don't need a huge crowd. So Strength card here, the first card we got, since that's what they have been thinking, they think that you are someone who is being, I guess, more tolerating. The Strength card's not always like, it's not always super like loving. It's more so, how can I get through this? So they feel like you're being somebody who is more accepting, being very patient, that you are, they both emphasize the hard work and the dedication that you put in. And they feel like with this Knight of Swords energy that you are coming up with a lot of new and interesting things to say. But obviously, the Knight of Swords is not consistent in communication. What I mean by this is, like, some days you may be very chatty, other days you may be a little bit more quiet. The Knight of Swords generally doesn't come with the consistent flow. He's very changeable. He likes to switch things up. He can be someone who's like, okay, today I'm going to talk about this thing with you. The next day I'm going to talk about this thing. The next day I'm not going to talk at all. I just need a moment. So the Knight of Swords is a very changeable nature to them. They're always learning and growing. But one thing I've noticed about the Knight of Swords is they can be very thoughtful, especially when given next to the Hangman. So HO specifically thinks you are a very smart individual and very thoughtful, and that you come up with some interesting things that you have to say. They don't feel like your answers or how you communicate is very shallow, versus like if we got the Knight of Swords alone surrounded by like the Five of Swords and something, that would be something a little bit like, ooh. But since we got the Hangman connected to the Knight of Swords, and we also have the Strength card here, there is some either wisdom or some strong truths, or even something that is a little bit spiritual and deep about the things that you say or how you communicate that. Is this what my colleagues think in general? Then, oh, do you want specific? Yeah, this is more so focusing on how they feel about like how you've changed recently. This is what they're currently thinking of you now, Z. At least that's how I interpreted it. You know, now that you've nicer to them, these are their thoughts, not just general. This is like after the actions. I didn't go into the before, but this is what they're thinking of you. And for the most part, they just feel like you've been patient, that you're someone who is more sociable to them lately. But like I said, there's always that element of not wanting to do too much, not wanting to be super social, not wanting to stray too far into let's have fun and let's goof off, or things along the lines of that. So even with you being nicer to them lately, they still have this strong impression of you that is somebody who's patient, somebody who's thoughtful, someone who needs their space, someone who can, not always want to talk, but sometimes they want to talk a lot, and sometimes they want to socialize and things along the lines of that. But they do feel like you're very bright. You have a lot of good ideas. You say a lot of interesting things. Particularly, HO feels you say a lot of interesting things that they may not have thought about. They feel like they learn a lot when they talk to you. Now, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but they do feel like they're learning. So even recently, more so, maybe they're learning more about you. Can focus on that. We have the Tower here for HO. Yeah, definitely some revelations and things along the lines of that. So generally, they may feel like you being nicer to them is a little bit shocking, but at the same time, they already, HO particularly, already has a very strong impression of you in that way. It's shocking, but they said 8 of Swords. I guess they're shocking because they maybe they feel like you don't normally do that. You said it's really surprising. Why do you not get along with HO? Because these cards aren't really that bad. Like this person doesn't seem like they hate you or anything. But generally, I mean, they are shocked by the fact that you are, at least HO is very shocked by the fact that you're kind of like talking to them a little bit more. They're not sure if it's genuine, especially with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or they're not sure how long it will last. That might be something too. They may feel like, okay, this might be a phase or something. I'm going to look for KM to see what they're saying, or what specifically are their feelings around the being nicer. The 3 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. KM feels like this is just more productive for the work environment and helps you guys communicate effectively to get the job done. So KM may be more, they may be more work focused. KM's like thinking about the job. This person is like, I'm just happy we're getting the job done. So it takes me a while. Oh, that's surprising. It takes me a while to warm up to people. That would explain HO's reaction, how it says they're kind of shocked about you saying things, but they generally have both people generally have a good impression of you. I mean, otherwise we would have gotten some different cards. And KM in particular is more focused, like they're like, oh, this might be good for working and doing things. I understand answers think that it may not last. I understand why HO would think that it may not last and may not be genuine. Oh, I see. Are you closer to HO, or you spend more time with HO? Because KM is really focused on the work from what I got there. For them, they feel like, okay, I'm glad that, Z is being more sociable. Looks like we can get the job done more effectively and we can really grind and do our work and do a great job. That's sort of their feeling. Versus, HO's like, I'm not sure this will last, but, for the moment, this seems to be pretty cool. And generally, they find you to be a hardworking, dedicated person who says some interesting things and comes with a different perspective than anyone else. That's how they feel. It says, I work in the same department as KM to an extent, and I thought that he may have a bit of a crush on me for a time. Well, they still could. I mean, we never know. People have work crushes all the time, But if KM works with you all the time, it makes sense how they wouldn't be as surprised or taken aback by the changes, because they might see more aspects of your personality versus, HO, who maybe only sees you not as often. Thus, they would be probably shocked by a bigger change. Yeah, That's true. All right. I think, did I answer everyone's questions? Yeah, I did. Okay. All right. Because it's been about an hour. So if there's no more questions or anything, and you're welcome, Z, then I'm going to exit the live and thank you all. Who knows if I'll be here next week? It's the Christmas season. I might take a break from going live once, but I might show up. I'll decide by Tuesday as always. So thank you all, and have a lovely time. If you don't see me again, happy holidays, and bye.